This is my 2006 KLR 650. I've owned it since 2007. This is the first video I've done on it. I just thought I'd go over some of the things that I've done to it that I've found helped and aren't incredibly expensive. Just tonight I finally did the foot peg bolts. I know there's a lot of videos out there and a lot of information about what you should use, and I'm trying grade 8 by 125 by 25 bolts. I got them at a big box hardware store. They're not anything special, they're just regular, grade 8 bolts. I did try, instead of Loctite, I'm using these lock washers that are the wave style. Basically for about $5 I have 4 bolts and 4 washers. Hopefully my foot pegs won't break off. I'm probably going to modify those some point and go with something that won't slip when your feet are wet and muddy. A couple of years ago I did a windscreen modification. I've seen a lot of different takes on this. I used some Lexan that I got at a big box store with some stainless screws, and I got some, hopefully you can see this good, if this thing will focus. I got the nylon lock nuts on the backs of the stainless machine screws just so that they won't vibrate loose, because these shake a little bit going down the road. So over the years I've ended up with these tires. That's a Michelin T63. I got it, I don't know, they're pretty inexpensive. I like how it goes all around. It's a little loud on pavement, but it seems to work well. I am running this Shinko Trailmaster E705. It's really nice on the pavement and quiet so far, and not terrible on dirt, but I'll tell you, off-road, I'm wishing I went with a little knobbier. One of the things I've done is I've swapped out all the pads with sintered brake pads. Not crazy expensive, but they're not, the cheapest. One of the things I did last year is I believe these are the Eagle mic, maybe not, I can't really remember where I got these. I got the regular hardened bolt kit for the rear subframe. I did not do the drill through. I was a little lazy about it. You got to take the tank off to do the upper one, but it's not a bad job. I never had an issue with the subframe, and with the foot pegs for that matter. So on the highway, I kind of wish this thing in a 6th gear, and I still like to go off-road, so I've tried a 16-tooth front sprocket, which I put on a couple of years ago. It's hard to see in there. That was fairly easy to do, not a big deal. In the future, when I change the chain, I'll probably go with like a 15 and probably a tooth smaller on the rear, just so it's not as dramatic of a change. So I can go off-road still a little bit, because I don't really use this on the highway much, but it is nice to be able to. Let's see, I also put in one of these little sintered fuel filters I got. So far I haven't had anything in it, but it's nice and clear, so you can always see what's going into your carburetor. And a few years ago, obviously you can't see it, but I put a gel, an absorbed glass mat battery in, and have not had an issue ever since. This year I've played around with storage. I'll probably end up buying some hard boxes someday, but so far I don't have that kind of time and money to spend on riding. So for about $8 I made a little PVC tool tube, which I just glued the end on like you would normal plumbing. And I got one of these test caps, and it has got a nice rubber seal on it and hasn't gone anywhere yet. I might mount this with some brackets and bolts in the future. I've got everything I need to change tires, not tires, tubes, and basic maintenance on the bike if I broke down or had any issues. And one more upgrade I've done to this that many KLR owners I'm sure have done or need to do is I did do the Eagle mic doohickey upgrade. I got the sticker to prove it. I will say that that is far more in-depth job than most of the ones that I've shown. And when you do the doohickey upgrade, let's see, there's the old one. This is a really thin kind of, it's not terribly welded, but it's incredibly thin metal there where it holds. But you're definitely going to want a flywheel puller, which I ended up buying. I thought I was going to make something. I couldn't. And one of the nice ideas I saw was someone used a strap wrench on their flywheel, which helped hold it while you're using something like a puller or trying to loosen the nut. And, you know, that's not for the faint of heart. You know, there's a lot of stuff in there, so you definitely want to go in there with a plan and not in a rush. But overall, this is my bike. Yeah, I've got 13,000 miles on it. I haven't been riding it a lot lately, but it does what I want it to do. I'm way up here in Maine, where I got plenty of woods and dirt, and that's where I had the most fun riding it. And maybe I'll do a video in the future.